Hi, we at PiggyBank Credit Union are launching our new web portal, and we'd like to provide our members with a demonstration of how to use it. So first of all, I'm going to come in and sign up a new user. In this case, I'm going to create a user called Clark Kent, with an email address and a password. Notice, of course, that we have a strong password checker here. But that's not the focus of this demonstration, so we'll go ahead and sign up. Now notice inside of our application, you can see we, as a new user, start out with a savings account with an empty balance. So we'd like to create a new account, which will be a checking account. So I'll come over here and select checking, and I'll just fill in my checking and click open account. Boom, you can see we opened a new account called my checking. It's a checking account. I can dismiss that notification. And of course, my checking account also has no money. So I would like to get some money into my account. So let me come over here into transfers, and I will transfer in and do a deposit. And I'm just going to come in and transfer in $10,000 and click deposit money. Now, a deposit of $10,000 was sent for approval. So in this application, we're just getting started with our new web portal, and so we still need the admins to approve that the deposits, any external transfers, money that comes into your account has actually been put into your account. So once the admin approves, that money will be put into the account. All right, and one more thing I want to do before we leave. Let me come over here to my checking, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this account number. That's going to be important later, but just keep in mind I'm saving Clark's account number here. And now let me go ahead and log out. Now I want to sign up another user. This one is named Peter Parker, and we'll give him a strong password as well, and we'll sign him up. Now, Peter also starts with my savings account. He doesn't really care as much about a checking account, but he does want to start out with some money as well. So we'll come over here, add a deposit. We'll start him out also with $10,000 and say deposit money. Again, our request was sent for approval. Now, one other thing is I want to be able to send money to my friend Clark. So I'm going to come over here and say that I want to be able to send money to him or request money from him. So we'll try to link to his account. I'll copy that number I saved earlier, say request link. So notice the request to connect to that account was sent for approval. Clark will have to approve that. So let's log out. And actually one other thing I wanted to do, let's come back in here and we're going to grab Peter's savings account number as well. We'll save that for later. All right, so let me log out. And now when the admin comes in, you'll notice that the admin has 2 requests pending. So if I click request, you can see a list of all the requests here. Both Clark Kent and Peter Parker asked for $10,000. So I can just come in here, click approve, and those requests are approved. Notice this notification here shows up. You can clear them automatically, you can clear them manually, or they'll disappear automatically after 7 seconds. All right, so the admin has approved the requests. So let's come back in as Clark. So log back into Clark's account. One thing you'll notice is there's a pending request. So I'll come up here, click on that. And you notice Peter Parker, of course, requested a link. So I will go ahead and approve that. And since my friend Peter requested a link, I will also go ahead and request a link to his account. So let me come back here. I can just say link to new account, and we put in his number, and I'll say request link. And so now that was sent off to Peter for his approval. Now I want to transfer some money from my savings account to my checking account, because you'll notice my request was approved. So I come in here to savings, you can see a deposit into my savings of $10,000 occurred. So now that that transfer has happened and I have money, I would like to transfer some of it over to my checking account. So I'm going to go here, do an internal transfer from my savings to my checking. And let's say I want to move $5,000. So I'll just hit transfer. The transfer was successful. We can come back here over to accounts. We can see $5,000 is now in each account. Let me also go ahead now and send some money externally. So I'll come over to transfers, external. So if I want to send some money out, well, I'll need a number to send to. So I'll enter a routing number and an account number. And I will take this out of my checking account and I will send out $2,000. I'll hit transfer. So that money was successfully sent. And I also want to receive some money into my checking account. So let me go ahead and enter the number I want to receive money from. So if I go ahead and put that in, so now I want to receive $50,000 from this account. If I hit transfer, you'll see again, the request to transfer $50,000 from this account was sent for approval. Again, we need the administrator to approve any money that's coming in. So now let's log out. And if I come back in as Peter again and log in, you'll notice immediately we see this request pending. Clark has requested to link his savings account, or rather our savings account, so that he can transfer to or request from it. I will hit approve. So that's great. Now I'm going to come over and request some money from my friend Clark. So I want to get some money from Clark and I want to send it just into my savings account. So I'm going to go ahead and request $20,000. Click transfer. Again, a request was sent to Clark's checking account a request was sent to Clark for transfer from his checking account. Now, let's go ahead and log out. So if I come back in as Clark, log in, you can see there's a request pending. Peter wants $20,000 from my checking account. That's great, but you notice there's a problem. I don't have $20,000 in my checking account, but maybe I'll just say, sure, I'm good for it. I'll click approve. Well, as a bank, we can't allow that, right? So we'll just put a notification up here that there are insufficient funds to complete the transfer. Maybe at some point Clark will get the money and he can actually come in and approve. And so Clark thinks, hey, well, I do need that money. So let me just come over here, and I know Peter needs some money. So I'll come over here, and I can't send him that much yet because I don't have that much, but I'll send him $1,000. And that will just go ahead and be sent, right? You don't need approval to send people money. People love money. They're not going to get mad if they get money. They might get upset if you take money from them without their approval. So that's what we require approval for. Now I believe that we did already request some money from an external source. So let's go ahead and check that over in the admin profile. So if I come over here, you'll see that there is a pending request from Clark for $50,000. Let me go ahead and approve that. Now that that was approved, we can log out and back in now as Clark. If we check, we'll see he now has $52,000 in his checking account because, of course, we did this external transfer in for $50,000. So now I can come over here, and Peter, who wanted $20,000 from my checking account, can now get it. So I can click approve. There it goes. You can see there's no more pending requests. Request was approved. One other thing, just to demonstrate, so we can also create, as an addition to the checking account, which we did previously, we can also create a savings account. So I can just call that a rainy day savings. Click open. So you'll notice now there's a rainy day savings here. Let me just show you. If I take the account number and I come over into here and try to create a link to my own account, and enter that in. We'll get a message here that says you cannot link to your own account. And since I already have a connection to Spider-Man, Peter Parker, if I try to create another link to his savings account, put it in, you notice you're already connected to this account, so you can't do that again. Already shown you can't do a transfer with insufficient funds. One other thing I would like to show is you can't do a negative transfer. So there's a potential problem where if I were to look at Peter's savings and say I want to transfer, from my savings to Peter Parker's savings, but then I come in here and I said negative $10,000, well, that would be bad because that would actually be transferring money out of Peter's account. So we go ahead and say you cannot transfer an amount of less than $1. So, yeah. Now, you cannot, so you can't do that. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the accounts page again. So you see here are the transactions we did: transfer to my checking, deposited into my savings. Come back out here, my checking, you can see we have a transfer to Peter Parker's savings account, transfer from an external source, transfer to Peter Parker's savings, transfer to an external source, and a transfer to my savings as an internal transfer from this checking account. Come back into rainy day savings, you see we haven't done anything with it, so that's still blank. Let's go see if Peter has anything else left to do. Come in and check. Nope, no pending requests. If we check the administrator, we can see here no pending requests. So everything looks good. Thank you for this demonstration, and please let us know if you have any questions. Goodbye.